All right, y'all, I'm at Mary's today, and it's been a little while since I've made an update on this extensive food forest system, so I'll do it now since it's peak summer and things are going crazy and it's everything's so lush. So first off, just want to start with this beautiful turmeric patch. Kind of had a lot of little turmeric chunks laying around, so I planted like 5 or 6 per little area, and they came up really nicely. And this is the easternmost part of the food forest, so this is the shadiest in a sense. The sun comes up and then it sets in the west, so it has all of this system shading it once it gets on that side. So turmeric doesn't mind that. So yeah, really beautiful little turmeric row and starting to flower, which is cool. So really stoked on that. Really love turmeric. Of course, tons of deer activity. But, there's so much stuff going on that the deer can only damage so much. Nice little toilet paper plant, propagation station over here. But yeah, things are going pretty crazy. I put in a bunch of shampoo gingers this year, and they're all just taking off and absolutely loving it. Really stoked to have tons of shampoo gingers propagating all over the place. Big old elephant ears. They really took off this year with the rainy season, so hopefully propagate more of that. Definitely a cool understory plant. But I'm just gonna do a quick walkthrough. Elderberry that I got from the side of the road. Guava that's been putting on lots of fruit. Really putting on a nice thick trunk as well. Super beautiful. A lot of the red custard apples I had planted from seed are starting to be about chest height. So yeah, it's interesting little spot right now that we're in with this food forest, where the target trees are finally starting to this is a star fruit right here, so a grafted star fruit. So when I first started, this tree was down here, and the primary goal was to make sure there was enough shade and protection for it. But now a lot of these target trees are way above my head, and time going forward here, maybe next spring, we're going to do a big sort of reset, in a sense of resetting a lot of these bananas and letting those what were once baby trees and now over my head trees get the sunlight that they need and all that. But we're coming into the tail end of the rainy season, so we're not going to be doing anything too drastic right now, and we're going to let the bananas sort of protect from the winter chill. Nice mulberries as well. So yeah, pretty much. And here's a caimito. Pretty much a cool little stage in a lot of food forests when you start out. This is kind of like that transition phase, and I think it's a very interesting phase where the trees are finally starting to grow up. Grafted avocado, putting on fruit. A little bit too much fruit, kind of, down there. I think this was an air layered tree. As you can see, it toppled. This is a tamarindo tamarind. Not too much access over there. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, look, looks like it's flowering. Oh, nice. Maybe I won't be so quick to prune this back. That's pretty cool. But yeah, not the best structure on it. Beautiful bark on that. Love the tamarind bark. So yeah, you can get the sense. There's just a lot of canopy. Beautiful, beautiful canopy. Banana dominated canopy, of course, but that'll change over the years. Let's see. Went down. I did a little bit of banana chop and drop, and feeding it to the more open areas where there's a little more weeds. Here's a grafted loquat that is starting to put on. I kind of snuck this loquat in this little mess here so that the deer will have a hard time finding it, and so far so good. Of course, the beach morning glory, the dune morning glory, whatever, is going crazy. What an amazing ground cover. Beautiful flowers right now. Pollinators love that. Absolutely stunning ground cover. Definitely a pretty good seller online. I think more people should know about this, but the ones that do, they go for it. I feel like as people become more hip to this ground cover, it'll be more popular. Such an easy one to propagate. I love this one so much. A little too easy to propagate. Kind of spreads all over the place. Yeah, you can see not too much crazy intrusion here where it's shady, so obviously it likes the sun, as most morning glories do. Here's a baby shampoo ginger. They really love it here because there's constant irrigation here, so. Oh yeah, here's another one with a little bit better of a flush of color. Nice little tiny flower on there too. So definitely loving that. Did a little bit of mango pruning. This is what I believe to be a Valencia Pride. Not the prettiest prune, but just enough. And I'm gonna have to open up more sunlight for this next spring for sure, 100%. Pasang Ceylon banana. Oh yeah, and the banana racks are plenty as well, as you can see. Tons of papayas as well. And of course, that's the tall Namois. I really love that variety. I put the banana pups back on stock now that I'm back from Oregon, and I can ship out a little bit while I'm here. I will be back on my travel game the 1st of September. I'll be going to Honduras for 3 weeks, so definitely gonna do a lot of cool videos. I've been dying to go to Honduras for a while now, and I'm finally going, so. Yeah, bunch of bananas as per usual. More shampoo gingers, more little mulberries that are kind of finding whatever sunlight they can. Beautiful system, super dense. Been getting a lot of help in the system this summer, so shout out to all the people who have helped me this year. Shout out to Mike, Jacob, Cameron, Kenny. Once you get into a size like this, you really can't do this kind of work alone. It's not sustainable, and so it's part of the agroforestry theme. You want to be doing it with people. Definitely. Here's another tamarind that's kind of working its way up. Definitely will need to open more sunlight for it. Got a lot of corymbias, royal poincianas around as well. Another star fruit that could probably get some sunlight opened up for it as well. As you can see, some places have more of a canopy than others. Nice little fig trying to hold on, but definitely way too shaded for it. Here's a sugar apple, I think. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, there's another sugar apple that I should show. While I have the chance. That is putting on fruit, and that I should open up sunlight as well for it. Here, starting to get some blacks. I know it's an issue with the sugar apples where they get that black and then kind of just like rot. So hopefully that doesn't happen. That's one of the issues of keeping things a little bit too stuffy and not managed during the summer, is that you're a little bit more prone to those to those kind of fungal issues, unfortunately. So good lesson going forward. I think next year we're gonna definitely hit it hard in the spring and do it a crazy intense drastic prune. I'd be really stoked to see what that looks like, honestly. This year we didn't do as much of a prune as we should have, but it's all good. That's the cool thing about agroforestry. Even if things aren't ideal, it's not the end of the world. These corymbias were planted later than the rest of the system, so they're having a hard time getting up there, as you can see. But nothing that a drastic prune won't help. Pasang Ceylon. giant milkweed. I need to move into a sunnier location. A lot of Suriname cherries are starting to be like knee height. They grow a little slow, but they're totally worth it. Here you have another loquat that's putting on some what looks like blooms. I think I'll forget the variety. It could be Yehuda, it could be Christmas, it could be, I forget. These coconuts are starting to put on some nice size on them. Really, really nice to see. Passion fruit is kind of taking over this area. It's not a bad problem to have. Self-pollinating purple variety. Definitely not a bad problem to have. Obviously papayas so far doesn't seem like a lot of papaya fruit fly damage, at least cosmetically on the outside. So because we didn't bag too much this summer. This summer has been brutally hot and humid, and I've been away and stuff like that, so it's been hard to keep up with a lot of the daily sort of things that need to happen here. Here we have a little bit more of a mulberry dominant system here. A lot of pruned back mulberries that are shooting up new growth, putting on fruit. I'm not sure what variety this is. This could be the world's best. Could be Tice. Any ID help, please? I have world's best in my house, so I should take some leaves to compare, take some pictures. Either way, I really need to finally get mulberry cuttings up on the site because I finally have way more than enough cuttings. But I'm not the best when it comes to isolating varieties and labeling stuff. I'm very disorganized, honestly. Anyways, this is a Pakira glabra, I think. There's another nice one that's around. I forget where it's at, but they're super beautiful trees. Yeah, more mulberries, putting on a little flush. Bunch of bananas. Here we have a seedling sapote. Honduran sapote. It's a mamey to most people. So cool. You know, we'll see what it does in the winter. Oh yeah, here it is. Nice. Look at this beauty. This thing's way over my head now. And it's probably got some, oh, not quite yet. It definitely has swollen base a bit. I don't know if the camera really captures the swollenness, but in a couple years, it'll be beautiful buttress roots down there. Here's a lemon drop mangosteen, I believe, chilling in the deep shade. Doesn't seem to mind. Of course, more mulberries. This one might be the Tice because of the huge leaves, and I think the other one was world's best. I think this is the Tice because the Tice also has kind of like that multi-branching that the world's best has, but not quite as much. The world's best is crazy multi-brancher. Here's some cotton kind of hanging out in the system. See, this is why I like cotton over castor, because castor sort of can't take any shade at all, whereas a cotton could take some shade. Mountain soursop, way over my head at this point. Same with this mulberry here. So another one I need help with IDing. I honestly don't know. Avocado seedling, looking beautiful. A lot of moisture. Yeah, the mulberry is able to do pretty decent over here because it's at the edge of the, even though it's on the eastern edge, it's still at the edge. So that helps with the sunlight issue. This is a lychee. Doesn't seem to have much mite damage, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Guess I'll go in here. This is a candle nut tree, I think is what it's called. Forget. Starting to work its way up there. Beautiful, beautiful tree. Again, the corymbias are having a tough time. Look, they're shooting up from everywhere, trying to just like restart. Having a tough time getting that sunlight. Some of these pineapples are starting to get some form under them. Here's another, this is another leaning, kind of not so stable tamarind, so I pruned this one back as well. You can see it's starting to come out from all over the place. Another dwarf namois. Yep. Here we have here's a jujube that's not liking, the lower leaves at least aren't liking being in the shade, but the upper leaves are finding that sunlight. Here's a noni, doesn't seem to mind the shade, which is kind of cool. Haven't really experimented with noni leaves, eating noni leaves, but apparently they're highly nutritional, pretty good at eating. So it's not just a gross fruit, but you can also eat the leaves. Some of the corymbias found their way up there, which is nice. Yep, more papaya. Really crossing my fingers that the fruit fly didn't do too much damage. Custard apple, really nice form, way over my head. Corymbias way over my head. Pineapples getting form, getting some growth to them. Another seedling, mamey, looking beautiful. More pitanga, Suriname cherries. Another grafted star fruit here that's way over my head now. So yeah, sort of the same theme. Here's a papaya that looked ready. Animals took that one. Whoops. As always, a lot of ant activity on this property, unfortunately. So they're aggressive. They know where the food's at too. So they oftentimes take fruit before we even notice that it's ready. A lot of wildlife right now, a lot of pollinators. The county sprayed for mosquitoes a few days ago, so thankfully we have a lot less mosquitoes. And it's cool to see that there's still a huge amount of pollinators, even though they sprayed. I'm pretty sure what they spray isn't just mosquito specific. So really, it's something that I see in a lot of properties that I work in, where we bring in a bunch of vegetation, a bunch of life. It also means the mosquitoes are a little worse, but if they're gonna spray anyways, it's nice to give a chance for the pollinators to either hide. I'm not sure what they do, whether if they hide or if they just have enough habitat to be able to like spawn, reproduce a lot faster. So nice to still see a bunch of dragonflies and pollinators even after they sprayed for the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes have been bad this year, really bad. Pineapple here, giving out tons of pups. I think this is a black Suriname cherry. Here's a grafted mango that I planted not too long ago. It's pushing growth. Definitely gonna need to open up sunlight for it. You can see this dwarf namois starting to get in its way. So yeah, that's the theme. Might be time for some of the bananas to exit stage left as time goes on. Here's a nice imbi. Seems to be okay in shade. Seems rugged enough to handle the shade. It is a Garcinia at the end of the day, so I'm not sure if that's kind of a built-in attribute to most Garcinias, where they can just kind of be okay in the shade. But ideally, I want to open up sunlight for that. And then, yeah, here's a big mess of Biden's alba and weeds. And yeah, so this is one of the drawbacks of having so much mulch. Once it starts to break down, turns into this beautiful, beautiful soil, millipede casting soil that unfortunately is very easy for weeds to seed into. But slowly but surely we'll stay on top of it. Got some nice bird action up there. I don't know if you saw that. So yeah, that's about it. I'll do an update on the new planting over here whenever I have a chance. A lot of stuff. But that's about it for the food forest. I'm sure I've missed hundreds of things, but that's pretty good for now.